that brings me on to kind of the final question, and I wanted to talk about Manchester Airport. Because when I first saw what was going on, I didn't get the full context of the clip. And because I didn't get full context of the clip, I was actually on the side of the people who were beaten. I believed that they were on the floor, the officer had no right to stamp on his head, and I think a lot of people agreed with that at the time. Yeah. And then I kind of thought about it, and I realised, wait, hold on a minute, they're at an airport, all they're getting over the radio is there's a Muslim, police officer down, broken nose, that kind of thing. And so they rush into the situation, and they've got to neutralise the threat, because you don't know what you're going to deal with. I mean, terror attacks happen quite frequently. Yeah. So I've kind of changed my mind on that massively. And from what I've seen now, the Muslims rioting and them not being charged, yet all of these people who were involved in the protests, the Enough is Enough protests, are now getting years. You know, one of them's got 9 years in prison. And I think anyone who did commit riot or set a bin on fire or set a hotel on fire deserves to be in prison. Yeah. I heartily believe that, right? Yeah. But I'm seeing a major kind of double standard here, where if you're a Muslim, you can do whatever you want. In Hare Hill, Leeds, if you're a Roman Gypsy, you can do whatever you want. Yeah. But if you're a white, you're British, and you're upset about little girls being murdered, you can't. And, you know, when the stabbings in Southport happened, I remember Sid she came across the pictures on Twitter. Horrible. Yeah. And she was crying, she was in tears, and she said, James, I don't know how we're going to be able to have children. And that's what a lot of Western women feel like as well. And so people are angry, and I understand people are angry. You know, people have been silenced, censored on social media, imprisoned for their beliefs. They have every right to be angry. But unfortunately, if you do riot in this country and you're white and you're British, you get treated worse than if you're a Muslim and you riot. So I wanted to know what your, looking at your background, I wanted to know what your opinion on the whole Manchester Airport incident was.
Yeah, well, I always, when I see something, I was sort of the same as you initially. I just saw the police sort of kicking and punching people that were already down. Yeah. But at the same time, you know, the news reader was sort of saying that a woman it turned out to be a policewoman, had been punched in the face and that her nose was broken. So my immediate thought then was, which was a secondary thought really, was where's the context? What's caused all this? Because there's got to be more to this than meets the eye. And I've always, you know, whenever I'm researching something to make a video, or I'm going out to, you know, protest something, or even if I'm just writing a post down that I can send out through Facebook or any other form of social media, I always try and research it as fully as I can to get the whole story, all the context, and where possible, both sides of the story if it's affecting both sides. So, you know, it's crucial because the amount of people that went sort of half-cocked on that, and the police were the worst thing ever in Manchester because what they were doing to the people on the ground. You know, those numbers were quite large. But once you got that then turned around and you put the bit of video that was, in inverted commas, originally missing or unavailable or not released to the media, once that came out, then the perspective was there and people could understand. But we've got to get rid of all this two-tier thing. You know, it's not just two-tier policing. It's not just two-tier, if you're Muslim you can do it and nothing's said, but if you're white and you do it, you're banged up. Everything's got to be across a level playing field, because the two-tier situation is coming across everything throughout our lives on a regular basis.